Alrighty, hello every folks. A quick one today because yeah, there was an announcement that came out. Well, it's less of an announcement, more of a trademark filing that happened not too long ago. Yes, everybody and their mothers already asked what the deal is with this one, and quite frankly, as of yet, nobody knows. But basically, yes, there's a trademark for a Tactics Ogre Reborn. Now, the thing about this is, obviously, it's too early to know. But what I'm hoping for more than anything, I mean, I'm hoping the obvious thing from the title would be a remake, something like that. A Night of Lotus remake would be pretty awesome. Just a entire series compilation would be my personal wish on this whole thing. It would be amazing to see the entire series actually playable on modern hardware, like whatever it happens to be on, especially with stuff doing pretty darn well on the Switch. It'd be great to see all the Ogre games on the Switch. I'd absolutely adore that as an idea. But the thing is, there's other considerations as well. Now, Ogre Battle Episode 8. You might say, wait a minute, but it's Reborn. Yeah, there were leaks of the plot notes for Episode 8 that happened a few years ago. That, like, little bits and pieces have been retranslated, re-released, whatever. It seems like every few months there's some little tidbit of more information, and, like, Mitsuno's been going on and on about making another finale to the series since hell ages now. So every few months he gets interviewed again, and they're like, "Well, when are you doing more stuff?" I'm like, "Well, as soon as they let me out of the writing dungeon for this MMO," and yeah, it seems like I know recently there was some news that he finally was off working on a more personal project from the I forget the guy's name, but there's basically a guy that more or less runs his career for him. He's been around the industry for quite a while, but just the guy's been with him from step one. He's the reason that he went from Tactics Ogre to FFT and all that kind of business. But yeah, no, they're working on something. So Ogre Battle 8 not entirely out of the picture. You might say, what was I talking about with those released notes? Well, Rashidi gets reborn in that one at the start of the story. It, like, literally the baby murders off a lot of the Ogre Battle cast in the prologue, apparently. Supposedly, the way that it all kind of goes down, to briefly summarize, you might say spoilers. I say I don't care. You can't spoil something that doesn't exist. Supposedly, the way that it works out, Rashidi, that's the main bad guy from Ogre Battle, also supposedly the wizard that you find in Palace of the Dead. Supposedly, you find said guy. He has some sort of signs saying that he's also Rashidi there. The guy's just basically this wizard guy that just sort of pops back up, causes chaos, disappears again. He's not like overtly a bad guy. He's literally just hired by the secondary bad guy in March of the Black Queen, and then just sort of decides to keep rolling with it and goes full nutso by the end of it. Anyway, point being, reincarnating super wizard guy. The idea of that story is supposed to be that he's reborn as what's his face, Tristan. Who's the other one? Tristan and Ronnie's kid, I believe. I apologize. My head's in a complete cloud today. I've been trying to get to this for a while, and there's just a brief moment today. Anyway, so supposedly reborn as his kid. And yeah, Tristan gets assassinated. She dies of a fever shortly afterwards, and pretty much Zenobia falls apart. The Valerians go in to deal with it and lose. And the Palatinians aren't really mentioned at any point, at least in those notes. So I would assume they're either a non-factor or potentially, canon bad ending to OB64 would be pretty cool. More than likely, Mitsuno doesn't really like OB64, so he might have just written it out of existence. Who knows? It really would have been cool to see the Belmalkin episode, which we'll probably never get. That was supposed to be like 6 or 7 canonically, because I guess 64 didn't actually get a proper numbering to it, so who knows where it's in it exactly. Anyway, so yeah, supposedly you're playing as a completely different protagonist off the Lotus side, who then basically regathers the leftover characters from all the rest of the games and then deals with the second Ogre Battle. Now, part of this is inferred because originally FFT was supposed to be, well, in theory, FFT was supposed to be episode 8. But but yeah, in it you were supposed to essentially play as somebody on the Lotus side, going and potentially going through and just, you know, figuring out this whole plot situation, eventually turning on Lotus and everything else. The way that it's set up, I'm kind of wondering if instead it would be Lance as the protagonist, which would be a lot cooler. It really would be cool to see that guy come back for a second game. It would make Night of Lotus, you know, a lot more sensible in the grand scheme of things. Any darn ways, though. Personally, I'm leaning towards either episode 8 or a compilation, but I'd love to see what the overall theories are on this whole endeavor that's coming out. I would say 8 probably feels the most likely, just because they got Matsuno on it. And look, I know I'm avoiding the obvious thing. There's absolutely, without any question, the possibility that they're turning yet another thing into a mobile game. You know, see War of the Visions. Oh boy, I hope that's not the case. I might have a hard time keeping this diet going if that's the case. But anyway, you know, time will tell. Time will tell. There's really no way to know. Hoping for the best, you know. Hoping, dreaming, all that kind of business. But that said, I gotta get going. You guys have a good one. Let me know what kind of theories you got on it. And yeah, take care.